Here we go. Hello there, thanks for joining me. I'm AV Storyteller and this is my Let's Play something a little random. In this case, LA Noire. Now let's jump right back into the action here and see what Detective Cole Phelps is up to since the silk stocking murder. Lovely little low screen. I love the music in this game. It's very atmospheric, very film noir. Just get images of Sam Spade, Casablanca, Maltese Falcon. Get the detective hat on. This is another little bugbear I have regarding LA Noire. Every time you load the game you get this checking for downloadable content and you can't skip this. You can't like just simply say, or at least if there is an option, I haven't come across it yet, saying don't bother checking for downloadable content. The game is X number of years old and I know there's nothing there, so stop looking. So, Blue Room Jazz Club. Yeah, at the end of the last episode we saw Detective Phelps go to enjoy a bit of a jazz singer at the club. The Studio Secretary Murder. Train Station Bridge. Oh! Again, she looks like she's had a few glasses. Wandering around the railway station. And if it's the same serial killer, obviously none of the men that we've picked up before.
Yes, I'm aware that it's an election year. Keep a hold of your hut, Counselor. Now is not the time to lose your nerve. It would appear that someone has hot the rose gold wedding ring, matching engagement ring. Sounds familiar.
Deirdre Muller.
Press the pawn bill and see that you find out. The address is 348 South Main Street. The Muller case goes before the grand jury next week. The DA does not want any egg on his face. Then get out to the railroad depot on Santa Fe Avenue. We have another poor unfortunate found this morning beside a railroad line. 40-year-old white.
Right, Skipper.
Murder victim, Mill Yard pawnbroker.
Another body. And Deirdre Muller's ring. The Emperor may soon have to come to terms with the fact that he's wearing no clothes.
Exactly. Did you get that book of riddles shoved up your ass, though? Is that what your old man paid college tuition for?
His mother would be so proud of him catching all those criminals.
So it looks like Jacob Muller might be off the hook. I was expecting it to be nighttime outside.
What on earth is that man doing?
Let's check the map and the mission here. Pawnbroker. Ah, street crime. And the crime scene. So let's check the Studio Secretary Murder. White, female, 40. Yep. Pawned rings. Rose gold rings belonging to Deirdre Muller pawned at Globe Loan and Jewellery. Yeah, we'll set that as the current destination. Back out of all this. I'll jump in and drive. Just in case we've got any chat. It would seem not.
You've got to admit, this is looking odd.
Anyone could pawn a ring.
But if you take it along with all of the other indicators...
Cole, Hugo Muller was identified by the school's ground. He's our guy.
Witnesses have fingered the wrong guy before.
He
Way!
And he always
I should buck him, Dano.
Any central units, 459 suspects to be
Oh.
taken into custody at the trolley station on Lucas Avenue. Stand by for further.
We'll respond to that dispatch. You know, for lols. Could be the one we actually already saw on the map, now I think of it. I hope not. Well, I got a bit of air that time. Get the blues and twos on. It's another beautiful day in LA. Oh, remind me, I should go watch LA Confidential again. This is the same street crime I saw on the map. Oh well. It's all extra experience points for us.
Any Central units, 459 suspects to be taken into custody at the trolley station on Lucas Avenue. Stand by for further.
This is Car 11 King. Go ahead with further.
11 King, 2459 suspects sighted in the vicinity of the trolley station on Lucas Avenue between Court and Colton.
Let's see what this is all about. I think I need to go in there.
You should have iced those folks. You leave no witnesses, you stay out of the
I'm not
post.
riding all the way to Santa Ana and then on to Cincinnati with you pissing in my
But
ear.
I'm tired of always being on the lam.
I don't have a choice. Stick-up charge is still a stick-up charge, and I ain't going back inside.
You're both coming with me. Don't do anything stupid.
Stupid is as stupid does. Oh, you've got a regular Bonnie and Clyde here.
Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close. Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires.
I'm more worried about that guy. I had a glancing blow. Whoa, look at that mailbox. Hang on, I recognise this hill. Trying to avoid all the civilians. Feel free to lean out the window at any point and take a few shots. Oh, follow the smash.
Put your hands where I can see them.
I get the impression with these missions, it's just a case of just staying with them until they crash, rather than trying to shoot them.
Car 11K calling KGPL. Code 4 at the Lucas Avenue trolley station. 459 suspects are in custody.
Roger, 11K. All units, code 4 on the 459 suspects at the Lucas Avenue trolley station.
10 out of 40 street count completed. Right, I think you can drive the rest of the way, Finbar.
You can drive.
Let's just check everything is recording properly, which it looks like it is. Well, what's it doing? It's quite difficult to actually check the in-game sound. The Brown Derby. Hollywood Post. Pawnbroker, 10:37 a.m. Let's go check in about this ring.
How can I help you boys?
Oh, where are you going?
Detectives Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. You have a rose gold wedding and engagement ring?
David Bremner. Am I gonna get something for this pledge? Gave that bum money, now you guys are gonna leave me short.
How much did you give him?
50 bucks?
Try another number.
20?
Try 10. Feel lucky you're getting it.
I have the rings right here.
Let's try and rotate this into a zoom. Come on, fiddly.
What's this mark here?
Maker's mark. Usually traceable. That one came from Hartfield's Jewelry down on Broadway.
Thanks for the tip. Does this mark mean anything?
Hallmark. Gives you an idea of the quality.
22 carat.
What have you got on the guy who brought these in?
Goes by the name of Percy B. Shelley. Gave an address. 15 Poland Street, London, Tulare County.
Can you give us a description of the man who pawned these rings?
Not sure. Medium height, medium build, dark hair, I think. Sorry. He just had one of those forgettable faces.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Bremner.
Alright. Are we taking the rings, or are they just being left there? Let's check the clues and the locations. Percy B. Shelley, dark hair, medium height, and build. Well, I don't want to go there just yet. I want to go to his address. Well, I don't seem to have the option. Well, looks like we're going to the rail yard. I obviously took the wrong car. I kind of figured that when it was a standard police car, not undercover.
We have a problem.
We could have the local troopers check out the Tulare County address.
The address is bogus. Purpose having fun with us. The guy who's been sending the Dahlia letters is also the guy who pawned these rings.
How do you figure that?
Percy Bysshe Shelley wrote the poem that came with the Dahlia letters.
Shelley.
The Dahlia letters are genuine. The man who killed Elizabeth Shore may have also killed Deirdre Mullen.
And how do we prove that, Bill? Skipper ain't gonna like this one.
We're gonna have to rely on this guy tripping up on his own vanity.
I thought it was a bit strange with Poland Street and London.
Reports man with a gun, Union and Rockwood Street, Union and Rockwood Street.
Why is the dispatch always in the opposite direction of that I'm facing? They need to tarmac that road. Do we feel lucky? Yep, across the junction, no problems there. They could do with more weather effects in this game. After we've done this street crime, I think I'll let Finbar auto drive us to the crime scene. Man, it's dark in here. I just realised I've still got my monitor mode light down to best for night light. But I can't do anything about that at the moment when I'm in a speed car chase, so to speak. Tell you about the handling of these vehicles are fairly good, he says, crashing into a lamppost. I think maybe the handling in Mafia 2 was a lot more realistic as to how bad the suspension and turning was and the brakes. I remember in Mafia 2 you had to do a Formula 1-esque race. Those things were death traps. There was like top heavy, the wheelbase was ridiculously narrow. Oh, they had horsepower, no doubt, but they didn't have the grip on the road to go with it.
God damn it! I said cough it up! I'm not gonna say it again. That's it, old man. I've had enough of your gibberish.
Oh dear. Well, you just killed the man. What happened there? I have got an unknown error has occurred. Please restart the game. I've never seen that before. You can't see. You just got a screenshot, but I've got a fatal error pop up here. Fun and games. So I'll need to close that. And let's try restarting this. And you saw this crash live! AV storyteller. You can start counting the seconds from the moment you press start, I want to play the game, to how long you actually take to get into the game. I've had Spectrum 1 to 8K games load faster than this. Aye, those were the days. Though we were poor, because we were poor. My old man used to say to me, money doesn't bring you happiness, and he was right. Anyway, we'll leave the full Yorkshireman for another time. Can't skip. Rockstar and Team Bondi wants to get their branding burned into the back of your irises. And there's more trademarking stuff. Load. Talk among yourselves. I have no idea where this is going to drop me. Hopefully after the pawnbroker and on the way to the real crime scene. We shall find out. That's one thing I've been, the other day I was just looking at old Spectrum 1 to 8K games, like those games I could never complete back in the day. I'm just watching the playthroughs of them, which was quite entertaining. Alright, okay, so we're outside the pawnbroker. So let's put the destination down at the actual crime scene. We'll just go straight there. Yeah, that's my current destination. Okay. I've just discovered if you press the tab button, that backs you completely out of that notebook.
You can drive.
Premiere tonight, The Odd Man Out at the cinema.
We could have the local troopers check out the Clare County address.
The address is bogus. Purpose having fun with us. The guy who's been sending the Dahlia letters is also the guy who pawned these rings.
How do you figure that?
Percy Bysshe Shelley wrote the poem that came with the Dahlia letters. The Dahlia letters are genuine. The man who killed Elizabeth Shelley may have also killed Deirdre Mullen.
And how do we prove that, Phelps? Skipper ain't gonna like this one.
We're gonna have to rely on this guy tripping up on his own vanity.
You boys ready? Follow me.
We should keep this development with the rings under our hat until we speak to the captain.
We're all on the same team, Rusty.
He's still driving.
Chain of command, Phelps. This Skipper will decide who needs to know. Got it?
I get it, Rusty. I just don't like it.
She's dressed.
Hard, isn't it?
Yeah. I look after all the rail depots.
What have you got?
The Negro, Nelson Gaines, called it in. I came down here to make sure him and the other guy, Jameson, stuck around.
Jameson found the body?
Something like that. Guy makes me sick.
We'll talk to the coroner. Keep an eye on both of them.
Okay, let's have a look around. Talk with the coroner first.
What have we got here?
White female, approximately 40 years of age. Lipstick smudges on the face, but no writing, at least nothing legible. A blunt force trauma to the temple, nose, and eye regions. Ligature marks point to the probable cause of death being strangulation.
Any idea of the time of death?
From her temperature, after midnight would be my guess.
Okay. Start with the hand.
Another missing ring.
On the right hand this time.
I've been swabbing a lot of bare fingers recently.
The smell?
Very good. There is the usual evacuation smell, but it appears she's been living rough for quite some time.
Very strong smell of alcohol.
Well, the autopsy will tell, but I would assume that she was inebriated.
Can you be more exact about the time of death?
No later than 2 a.m. The state the body was in, a 1 or 2 hour window is the best I can do.
Bruising on the arms. Okay, that's giving me nothing. And that's all I've got, it seems. Let's quickly check out those clues. Missing ring, but from the right hand this time. Vagrant lifestyle. Time of death. Okay, sometime between midnight and 2 a.m. Didn't move the body this time by the look of things.
Good morning, ladies.
Again, it looked like in the video clip a tire iron. So obviously we won't know that unless we find it. Yep. What you got here?
What are you thinking, Red?
The city keeps tossing us dead bodies. We're just running to catch up.
It would take a smarter man than me to connect that.
This is a chit for personal items, not booze. It's not even worth investigating.
Large suitcase, small suitcase, bedroll, pillow, plain bedsheet, photo frames, hairbrush, bowling pin, statuette, makeup, clothes. Evelyn Summers. Sorry, what was the name of the store? Liquor store. What is that? She's giving those stuff over for liquor? Is that what gone on there? Come on, move. Come on, focus.
Hey, can you give me a hand?
Maybe someone at Mensch's will remember her.
Minch's Bar, corner 9th and Main. Who would have wrote that on the inside? I mean, she got it from the bar, so she knows where it is. So it's not like she needs to remind herself where it is. St. David Street, Bridgeport, Connecticut. Dear Evelyn, I hope that this letter finds you in a better way than when we last parted. Bitter words were exchanged. You had taken too much liquor, and we both know what that means. You become, again, alcohol and alcohol abuse seems to be a connection between at least a couple of these women. But I am not writing to harass and accuse. I am writing to apologise. I was heartbroken seeing what had become of my little girl and what she's doing to herself. You are destroying your body and your soul with liquor, Evelyn, and it's harder for me to watch than you can imagine. But only God Almighty above us has over half a tall letter. But only God Almighty above us has a right to judge, and so I beg your forgiveness. I've been in contact with a sanitarium here in Connecticut on your behalf. They say your condition is an illness, Evelyn, and that it can be treated. You only need to check yourself in. I will not something. Something else in there.
We could go over to the lot and see what they know about her.
She's in.
That's going to be difficult, Cole. Keystone Studio lot closed back in 41.
Good only until the October 31st, 41. She wasn't legal. Now she finds herself jobless and homeless, it seems. And it's 46, I think, now, so it's 5 years ago.
Detective Phelps, LAPD homicide.
John Ferdinand Jameson.
We need you to answer some questions, John.
If you don't mind, I prefer Ferdinand.
Don't push your luck, knucklehead.
What were you doing to the body, Ferdinand?
Are you sure you won't be upset?
Try me, Ferdinand.
I was kissing her.
Ouch.
It's not against the law.
Shut up.
There's no law against it.
Like a man.
Turn out your pockets, Ferdinand. Classic Carmine.
Again. And it's been used to do some writing by the look of things. Can't get anything more from that. It's got a really small thumb.
Is this yours, Ferdinand?
No. I found it near her purse. I thought she could use some lipstick.
Rusty, stop. Don't hit him.
Interference with evidence and discovery of victim's body.
You went through her purse?
Wasn't like she needed it. I took a look.
Oh, he's got lipstick around his mouth.
You found her lipstick. What did you write on her body?
What are you talking about? I didn't write anything.
Okay, that was wrong. Well, I don't think there was a lie because I've got no evidence to say it was a lie. That means it probably was the truth then. Okay, fantastic.
You found the body?
Yes, I did. I work here. I was coming off shift and headed home.
I'll stick a doubt in here because it's either truth or a doubt, but I've got no evidence to suggest it's a lie.
Why didn't you report the body, Jameson? Do you know how this is going to look to a jury?
A jury? What gives? I could tell that she was dead. I came through here about midnight last night. She wasn't here then.
Let me belt him again.
You're under arrest, Jameson. We'll see how this plays out. Until then, you can think a little on how you'd like to be treated if you were found dead.
I'm telling you, it's not illegal. Me and some friends of mine...
Clyde, you get this sack of shit into a cell. I'll deal with him later.
Sure, Rusty.
Good morning, ladies.
Detective Phelps and Galloway, homicide. Can you tell me exactly what happened?
We were shutting cars over to the main line when I saw this man here lying on top of this woman. The woman wasn't moving and seemed to be in a bad way.
What time was this?
About 7:30 this morning, sir.
Thanks for your help. Have you given Patrolman Hart your details?
I have, sir.
Thank you. You can go now.
That was quick. Anything more from the coroner? No.
We can talk about it later, Phelps.
Was it a bit too hopeful to find the murder weapon here? Oh, there's a games wall around here somewhere. Where is it? There it is. Games wall, games well.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on Levine's Liquor, closest store to the Santa Fe Avenue rail yard if possible.
Just a moment, Detective.
It's like the internet back in the day.
At 939 South Hope Street.
Thanks, ma'am.
Okay, let's see if Finbar's got anything to say.
I say we try the liquor store next. I could get a short dog for the car.
A short dog for the car. I've never heard that expression before. Oh, and there's a bar. Hold on. There's a bar. Completely different area actually to where our killer has normally struck. Maybe it's not the same person.
And Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is
Where's the exit?
Read that those goddamn Chinese want to sell the relief food that we're sending them?
Yeah, I read about that.
Those people are starving. They can't do that.
Want to sell the food to fund the civil war against the communists.
Really? Guess that's okay then.
Armies can't fight without food. You spend all your money on weapons, but you still have to have the will to fight. Fortunately, the Reds will win in China.
Watch your mouth. You know what you're saying?
The people of this country overthrew the king. You think the Chinese will balk at an emperor if they are starving?
KGPL to all units. Citizen reports man with a gun. Union and Rockwood Street. Union and Rockwood Street. Unit to handle code 2. Identify.
Let's go pick him up. Responding to that dispatch. Fire up the old blues and twos. I've got the twos, I don't have the blues. It's an interesting looking vehicle. They did same vehicle again. They did a graphic overhaul for Mafia 2 not so long ago. This game could do with it as well. Because I'm enjoying the gameplay, it's just that the visuals, like, they hurt my eyes. It's too jaggy and flickering. And I can't play music in the car. That's bad. That's really bad. I can't turn on the radio. The cars look kind of cool, but there's a lot of repetition. Root beer. There's a screen. I can't read it. Some of them. Because the refresh rate is so bad. Oh, we're going back to this place. To the Bonnie and Clyde affair. Oh no, no, this is the guy that shot the Chinaman.
God damn it! I said cough it up. I'm not gonna say it.
Misunderstanding.
Yeah. That's it, old man. I've had enough of your gibberish.
Give it up, LAPD.
I hope I don't get a crash this time.
Hurry! You can still catch him.
Where on earth did he go?
There he is, officer. That's the guy from the paper. All about this Heavens, the backseat.
Thanks for playing.
Holy moly!
Justice. I wish there was more variety to these little crime scenes rather than just having to gun the person down. I mean, that man could have been completely in the right for shooting the other guy. They could make it something like that, make it a bit more interesting. Let's go to the bar. Liquor store? Let's go to the liquor store first before we go to the bar. You can drive.
You know the way. You can drive.
I want as much information as possible before I go to that bar. Pacific Electric.
What can I do for you?
LAPD, Phelps and Galloway. We're making inquiries into the murder of Evelyn Summers.
Evelyn? She's dead?
You knew Evelyn Summers, Mr.
Robbins. Yes, I knew Evelyn. I was a good friend of her ex-husband. She kept some of her stuff here.
Can you show us, please?
Sure. Come this way.
Good friend of her ex-husband.
Got some fine stock here, Mr. Robbins. Well, you let us taste some from
He certainly
the
has.
This case might get solved a lot quicker.
He's joking, Mr. Robbins.
She kept a bed here, but I probably shouldn't have let her. An alcoholic in a liquor store. That was never going to work out, was it?
We'll take a look around.
Not getting any chat from this.
Evelyn was reading Aristotle?
Evelyn wasn't stupid. The only stupid thing about her was her need to drink.
She wasn't always such a loner.
Can I open up this book? Oh, I can. Grosvenor? Is that a first name? Grosvenor.
I'm guessing Evelyn hadn't held down a job for quite some time before she was killed.
That must be her legal name tag.
When exactly did Evelyn work in the pictures?
A few years ago. She worked in legal copyrights for music.
And a pin.
Rawlings Bowling Alley. Maybe Evelyn did something other than drink in her spare time.
Rawlings. I know that place. Corner of 9th and Graham. A lot of cops pull there on Tuesday night.
Bowling alley. Okay. And a newspaper. No. No, I think we've sorted this place. So is she the older woman or the younger woman? Is that her mum and her, or is that her and her daughter? The character models are so bad, can't tell which is which. Okay, knowledge, relationship, contact.
We're trying to account for Evelyn's movements yesterday.
Came by in the morning.
A social visit to pick up some of her things?
She had a couple of bucks and bought a quart of rye.
Seems truthful.
Any idea where the money came from?
She didn't mention it, but she did say the booze was a present for a boy. She said they had been fighting and she had to make it up to him.
Present for a boy.
Were you and Evelyn close, Mr. Robbins?
Not many people will be sad she's gone. I'll be one of the few.
That seems legit. I'm going to go truth with that one.
We got the impression that Evelyn had been sleeping rough of late.
It became difficult for me to have her stay here. Her mother was trying to get her back on the straight and narrow. She's old now. To be honest, you have to have a good reason to want to get back on.
Knowledge.
You know a friend of Evelyn's by the name of McCaffrey?
Not personally.
Just run the logs there again. Okay, we'll just gonna go with truth again here.
She talked about McCaffrey.
Supposedly he fought in the International Brigade in Spain and in the miners' strikes back in Virginia.
Thanks for your help, Mr. Robbins.
No problem. Hey, I'd like to make arrangements for the funeral. You think I could get in touch with Evelyn's mother?
Put in a call to the watch commander at Central Station, Mr. Robbins. We'll be trying to reach the next of kin.
Thanks. Get the guy, huh? Evelyn never hurt anybody.
And it's funny how everyone thinks it's a guy. Now we've seen the video footage of the murder, so you know it's pretty obvious that it's a guy. But it's just funny how everyone just jumps to the conclusion that it's if it's something aggressive, it must be a man. Bowling alley. Let's try the bowling alley first. You can drive, you obviously know where it is.
Can you drive to this one?
The Broadway, Hollywood. Rawlings Bowling Alley, 1224. Why would she take a pin? Had one too many at the bowling alley and took it as a souvenir. And who was the boy she was buying the drinks for?
Two on your usual lane?
I'm Detective Phelps. Homicide.
You must be new. What's your shoe size?
We're conducting an investigation, ma'am. Do you know the name Evelyn Summers?
Sounds like I should. Oh, maybe it could be Jimmy's friend.
Jimmy?
James Tiernan. He's a pin setter. One day he introduced me to a lady after work. It stuck in my mind because she was much older, too old for him.
Where can we find Jimmy, Florence?
He'll be hopping around the lanes toward the back.
Thanks, ma'am. Let's go get him.
How do I go get him? Where is he?
Between the tuna fish and the chicken.
Call these grits?
Chicken come with fried tomatoes.
Tiernan! LAPD!
Wow. For illegally setting pins up badly.
There!
Nabbed someone's vehicle. Fantastic.
What are you waiting for? Get after him!
We might go faster if we weren't carrying the extra weight. These are flashy cars to be parked outside a bowling alley.
The lane's
I was thinking that.
fast-living individual with money to burn.
Or a middle-aged individual with the need to feel virile.
I don't want to put a dent in this.
Don't go
Beautiful.
to sleep on me. Get me back in close. Hit him. Clean this asshole off the road. I'll try to shoot out his tires.
Trying
Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Hit him, Cole. Spin him out.
Another runner.
Just a,
Got a suspect.
don't hit the beautiful vehicle.
In more than one of these homicides.
Show me your hands!
He was probably selling weed or something in the back of the bowling alley and thought he was going to get nicked for that. Clifton's visitors welcome. Hello. Looks fancy. Can we go in? No. Officers not welcome, it seems. So off to the bar next. How are we doing for time? Not too bad. Okay. So locations. Yeah, that one. Good times. Right, you drive. Let's get there quickly.
You're behind the wheel. You know the way. You can drive.
Isn't that the cop who caught the guy that was pretending to be dead?
Feel we're getting close.
Drink, fellas. Phelps, Galloway, homicide. We need to ask you some questions concerning Evelyn Summers.
I'm Walter Mensch. Evelyn Summers, what is it now?
You knew Evelyn?
As well as I wanted to know Evelyn. She's a pain in the ass, always coming in here, cadging drinks, never had any money. She was in just a couple of nights ago.
Did she ever tell you where she was staying?
I don't know. I think she was living rough. She had that kind of stunk about her.
Who did she drink with?
A bunch of these guys. Ask around.
We've got 2 guys.
What's your name?
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Mind if I ask you some questions, Mr. McCaffrey?
I'm just a starving writer, detective. What do you want to ask about?
Evelyn Summers, and why she was found beaten and strangled in the rail depot on Santa Fe.
Okay. I see your point.
How well did you know her?
I can't say that I knew her. It was more like I was aware of her.
He didn't miss a beat there, did he?
Do you have a criminal record, Mr. McCaffrey?
Nothing serious. I've had a few skirmishes.
Oh, that's a doubt.
You want to save me some time, or do you want me to look up your file?
Industrial disputes, strikes, workers' rights, that kind of thing.
A regular 5th columnist. Nice to meet you, comrade.
Relationship.
You say you barely knew Evelyn?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, that's a lie, because we've got your book.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You look down your nose at Evelyn, but you knew her, and you have some idea of what happened.
I hope you're holding aces. I'm telling you again, I barely knew the woman.
So, where's her book?
Why would you lend her your book on metaphysics if you only knew her in passing? It was more than that. A Renaissance man like yourself, lending his books to his acolytes.
She hounded me about that goddamn book, and then she lifts it from my apartment and lies to my face that she didn't take it.
So she was back at your apartment?
Any of it. I saw her go into a hotel with Tiernan last night. They had booze in a paper bag. He's your man.
Thank you for the information, Mr. McCaffrey.
Just checking you've got nothing to add.
You a friend of Evelyn Summers?
Who's asking?
Very cute. You know who's asking.
I know my rights.
You don't have any. Answer the question.
Evelyn mooches for drinks. I don't have any time for that.
Was that so hard?
Keep writing me, copper.
Okay. So we're just going back to Central then, are we? To do the questioning. Yeah, we're with a PSO.
Car 11K, Car 11 King, KGPL.
11 King.
A message from Captain Donnelly. Return to Central, Code 2.
11 King, en route. Let's not keep the man waiting, no.
You can drive.
You can drive.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Central Police Station, Division 1.
Captain is downstairs with Ray Pinker and Carruthers.
Oh, okay. Let's have a quick check of the clues before we go down. Oh, didn't mean to go completely out of it there.
What's this about, Captain?
Ray and Mal have some concerns over the Henry and Muller cases, which I don't want aired outside of this room.
The evidence is solid, Captain.
I agree, Rusty. It's just that corpses keep piling up.
Copycats.
I've been banging the same drum. But the notes, the lipstick messages.
Evelyn Summers, Cartel Classic Carmine. Each woman, same brand, same color.
Teresa Terrelson didn't have a lipstick message.
Technically, you're right, Rusty. She didn't have any lipstick. But she did have a message. We found it beneath her dress, scraped with a sharp stick.
What did it say?
You sure you want to know?
Ray?
As far as we can be sure, it said cunt BD.
That's one way of looking at it.
Looking at what?
Cunt is all about access, fellas. You're married. Yours is mortgaged. Some of us like to pay by installments. This guy doesn't like to pay at all.
Why are you so angry, Mal?
Because I just had to fire one of my assistants. He was a friend of Jameson's. God knows what he might have been up to.
Captain, we have good leads in the Summers case, but it's up to you to decide how we proceed.
Keep this under your hat for now. Follow up on Evelyn Summers. I want daily reports.
Got our orders. Back to the Summers case. Get an address for McCaffrey. He'll have blown the bar. I'll meet you outside.
Chase address and Grosvenor McCaffrey. McCaffrey's apartment.
The cop who caught the guy that was pretending to be dead. This guy's got a screw loose.
Well, where's he being held then?
Guy gave his wife a tap. Say all's fair in love and war.
Can I use the phone?
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address for a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Grosvenor McCaffrey. Apartment 6, 126 Yale Street, between Ord and Alpine.
Thank you.
We're not gonna get to interview the one we arrested?
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Well, it's not in here.
That bum took a swipe at me. I
Yeah.
put him down with my sack.
Okay, it looks like we're going to McCaffrey's.
Can you drive to this one?
Let me pose a question.
Depends. What's it got to do with it?
Morals. Would it bother you to put the wrong person away?
Depends.
On what?
On whether anyone except the poor son of a bitch in the slam ever found out.
Only sorry if there's consequences. McCaffrey's apartment, 4:30 p.m. Oh.
McCaffrey is in apartment 6.
Right, okay. Ground floor then. Could barely read the numbers. 4. Oh no, upper level. Very interesting looking pictures.
Doesn't look like anybody's home.
Kicked the door in, fair enough. What's he reading?
Probably not. Not sure this means much.
Oh, the other half of the letter. Take long before you are healed and you can come home. I have put your things back into your old room with a lock on the door for your privacy, and you can come and go as you please. I will care for you and you can return to your normal life. I know your address has changed, so I cannot be sure if this letter will find you, but I pray that it does and that you consider what I have said. I love you very much, and I pray every night that you are safe and that one day you will knock on my door and the rift between us will be mended with love and understanding. Your mother, Augusta.
From the letter we found beside the body. At the very least, I'd say it ties McCaffrey to the scene.
Yet he said he saw her go into another apartment with that teeny man from the bowling alley with a bottle.
Incidental.
Books on the floor? No. Oh, don't get stuck. Oh, sigh. Was that, is that a pan of cereal? Oh no, it's just, hello, blood. Ay, 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 ay. What is it with these killers?
He said he was at home. He said he didn't know her. And we have the book.
Let's see Carruthers argue his way out of this one.
Is that you, Grosvenor? Who are you guys? What are you doing in here?
We're from the LAPD, ma'am. Do you know where we might find McCaffrey?
I'm his neighbor. Is he in trouble?
Look, lady, we need to find him, and in a hurry. Are you gonna give me trouble?
He has a pigeon coop up on the roof. He spends his mornings up there when he's been drinking.
How do we get up there?
Down the hall and up the stairs.
Drunk and in command of a carrier pigeon. Surely we can ride him up to that. A citation, at least.
Again, just the evidence lying right out there.
Don't think this is anything.
Okay, looks like we're going up to the roof. Oh, not that way then.
See him? Saw his picture in the paper. He worked that case. The lady that was cut up like a dahlia.
So someone got into his room and planted the incriminating evidence since he left there.
Running on a hangover, McCaffrey?
Do not lose that son of a bitch. I'll go get our wheels.
Damn it. Go, 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 go.
You a runner, McCaffrey? Stay and fight the good fight. Here he is. See him?
Stop that, man.
There he is, officer.
Can't run, Colt. Cannot be fun running in a woolen suit with hard leather shoes on. Go on, pick up the pace.
Give it up, LAPD.
And a hat. You all know how hot you get just wearing a mask and trying to run in these times. Imagine wearing a full woolen suit and a hat.
Gotta be the cap. Unless Tyranny set him up. Don't think that asshole Jameson could have done it, do you? Whoever did it, this was that Dahlia fuck.
How do you know that McCaffrey didn't do the Dahlia?
We have a list of over 200 suspects. His name was never on it.
If you think the list is exhaustive, Rusty, who am I to argue?
Listen, let's just work the case at hand, shall we? Then we can sit down and put all the puzzle pieces together at a later date.
I'll hold you to that.
Come on.
You sure you can make it stick with one of these suspects, gentlemen?
It's either McCaffrey or Tiernan, sir. I think Jameson is an aberration.
All right. I'll deal with that degraded lunatic myself. He's got some fearful retribution coming. Tiernan isn't one, McCaffrey isn't two. I want a confession from one of them. Don't fail me, young fellas.
Just got one.
I gave his wife a tap. I said all's fair in love.
Why did you run, Tiernan?
I was the last one to see Evelyn that night. I knew you would think it was me.
Right, and you're just gonna run forever.
Can you describe your relationship with Evelyn?
I barely knew Evelyn.
Oh, well, that's a lie, but let's review the evidence. Okay, so we'll say a lie and we'll put his testimony against the other man and see what he says.
Keep lying to me and I'll have you charged and in front of a grand jury before your feet touch the ground.
How can you possibly prove Evelyn and I were more than friends?
McCaffrey gave you up, Tiernan. He says he saw you go into your hotel with Evelyn.
I met Evelyn at the public library. We would read for a while and then go for a drink. Last night we went back to my hotel room and had some more to drink. I must have passed out. I woke up and she was gone.
What time was this?
Around midnight, maybe later.
And there's no one who can confirm this?
No, there isn't. I knew you wouldn't believe me.
Victim's book.
Aristotle's Metaphysics, the book that belonged to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey saw her looking at her once and laughed in her face.
And you're saying Evelyn stole it?
She wanted something of his.
Why? I'm gonna have to doubt that one because I can't think of anything that I've got here that would connect the two. Oh. Okay, it's the truth. She wanted something of his, but let's bad cop it anyway. Doubt
We
that.
either hang this on you or McCaffrey. You better give us something.
Well, McCaffrey's been in trouble with the law before. I mean, he always makes out it was some kind of labor dispute, but you know, I'm not so sure.
You and Evelyn were drinking together last night, and she had no other place to stay.
I don't know what happened last night. I don't remember.
It seems like the truth. I'm gonna go with truth on that one, but
Come on, Tiernan. Either you killed her or she left the hotel. Why did she leave?
Look, I may have yelled at her. I was very drunk. It's hard to remember.
okay, should have went with doubt for that one.
Do you own a car, Tiernan?
No, I don't.
Have access to a lug wrench?
We use a lot of them to clear jams in the pin setting machines.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go bad cop. Oh no, I could go lie and go the tire iron. We found the bloody tire iron that you placed in the other man's room. But then he'll say I'm gonna have to use some intuition on this. Okay, so it's not a lie. I'm gonna go with doubt.
Coroner's report says that Evelyn was killed with a wrench. I think you did it and then planted the evidence at McCaffrey's apartment for us to find.
We went to his apartment. McCaffrey was up on the roof. Evelyn stole the book. McCaffrey went crazy when he found out. He said he would put her out of her misery. He can be very cruel.
Evelyn was missing a ring from her right hand.
That's strange. She always wore it. Big black circular disc with a white E in the middle. It was made from an old typewriter key, a present from the prop department at her old movie studio.
We're going to talk to McCaffrey. You need to think about what you've told us, Tiernan. You're not in the clear.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
I didn't want to arrest the kid, so I gave him a duster.
Any thoughts?
Put the heat to one of them, Phelps. Your choice.
Isn't he the cop they've been talking about on the radio? Want another commendation?
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
People who run from the police usually have something to hide.
Touché, detective. Let's see where this takes us.
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
I was at home, writing. I'm working on a manuscript.
I'm gonna have to say a lie and put that accusation to him. That's the best I've got. Hold on, what's the
You're lying, McCaffrey. You were out at the rail yard.
because there's a torn letter.
What do you have that proves I was there?
Torn letter, torn letter, torn letter.
How about half of Augusta Summers' last correspondence with her daughter?
What are you talking about?
After you were done beating Evelyn, you searched her and found her mother's letter. That old lady's anguish amused you.
I know nothing about a letter or Evelyn's goddamn mother.
So what was it doing on your writing desk?
I don't know, but if I didn't put it there, somebody else did. Try exercising your powers of deduction on that.
We found the lug wrench that Evelyn was battered with in your apartment, and the note from her mother, and your blood-stained clothing. We have you cold, McCaffrey.
You think if I could be bothered to murder Evelyn Summers, I would be stupid enough to leave the evidence in my apartment?
And we'll call it a lie and talk about the accusation. He could be just a born liar. He looks cool, but he could be a born liar.
You can prove that I wanted to kill Evelyn?
Two men just...
prepared to testify that you threatened Evelyn's life in his presence.
Self-preservation. It's understandable. Okay, I'll level with you. Tiernan killed Evelyn. He came to me for help. I listened to him, and he explained why he did it.
Tiernan went to you for help. You expect me to buy that?
That's how it went down. I told him he made a terrible mistake, but he would be throwing his life away if he went to the cops. I took his things and told him I would dispose of them.
But you didn't.
Speak to Tiernan. He'll give it up.
Well, you don't say that every day. Hey,
He talks a lot about labour disputes and being a spokesman. He's used to using his mouth, his silver tongue.
You spoken to McCaffrey? I can go, it's all been cleared up?
Not quite. We have one more question we need to ask, James. Then I think we will be done.
Sure. Go ahead.
So Evelyn passed out, and you walked out. What happened next?
I woke up in the morning, very hungover. I thought Evelyn would have come back.
That was not the question I was expecting. Okay. Well, we'll go with the accusation.
I know you're lying, James. You went out looking for her. Tell me what really happened.
I don't know what you're talking about. How can you say I wasn't in that hotel room?
You wound up at McCaffrey's. You were still incredibly drunk. You passed out on his floor. It's time to tell me what really happened.
McCaffrey woke me up the next morning. He showed me the lug wrench and the letter and the box. And
The box?
he said I came in with him last night. He said that I killed Evelyn. And that it was all over the radio. And that he would protect me. And I don't know, detective, for the life of me, I can't remember a goddamn thing. And I was angry with her. Really angry. I could have done it. It wasn't me.
Ay, 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 ay. Let's go back to the guy first.
Wait here.
Could be a frame up. I've got nothing else to go on.
Mouthpiece court strips off me at the grand jury. Case was thrown out.
Let's use the phone, see if there's anything whatsoever.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, detective?
I need the jacket on a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Just a moment, detective. McCaffrey was formerly under surveillance by the Red Squad. Convictions for petty theft. Dishonorable discharge from the Army during training at Syracuse. Assault on a local woman. Says he almost beat the woman to death.
Thanks.
Guy gave his wife a tap. I said all's fair.
Let's go back to him first and pose that question, if we can. Was he aware of the other guys? No more question for him.
You were in the war?
Yes, I was. Seeing the things that I saw. It changes a man. I came back here determined to change things. All I wanted was a pen and an opportunity to speak out.
You told us before that you had only minor run-ins with the police. You didn't mention petty theft.
I've never been in trouble for violence. That's the salient point here, isn't it?
Oh, well, that's a lie. Because just checking myself before I wreck myself.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You have a history of violence towards women.
How do you turn a couple parking tickets and a petty theft misdemeanor into an assault charge?
We know all about you and your dishonorable discharge for beating some poor woman near to death in Syracuse. You've never been in combat, McCaffrey. Your whole life is a fraud.
She was a goddamn peasant whore! She tried to steal from my wallet. I could have fought for this country. I could have...
You beat her because she stole from you. Because she tried to outsmart you.
The ignorant audacity of the bitch. What is a man supposed to do? Sit there and take it? How is a man supposed to call himself a man?
And Evelyn Summers, a poor, drunken nobody, stole your book.
And she got what was coming to her.
Uh-oh. We'll be charging you then.
Grosvenor McCaffrey, I'm charging you with the murder of Evelyn Summers. She was a sad lady who never hurt anyone except herself. I hope God finds a way to forgive you.
Congratulations, boys. You bagged the fine catch. Another red to boot. Grand. Now, I want you to put this business about a repeat offender out of your mind. This McCaffrey creature shows no remorse. And neither will the grand jury. You would have to walk a long mile to find a better candidate for an unmarked plot in the prison graveyard.
Coles is looking pretty goddamn smug, actually. Is that the end of that one? Distinguished 4. 17 clues found. Grosvenor McCaffrey can write a tell-all memoir from his cell on death row. Questions corrected. Okay, the studio secretary murder. Yeah, still this lipstick and the BD stuff keeps popping up. I think I'm going to leave it there for today's adventure. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please like, subscribe, leave me a comment, and join me next time as we continue the investigations of Detective Cole Phelps. So until then, take care of yourself, and bye for now. Bye bye.